out a little bit more. We get down below the crotch.
Yeah, go ahead and go ahead
You
and.
want to go up more? I don't think we're going to get much up.
No, I think I want to go right
like-
where you have it.
Right there, like
Yeah.
that.
And if you could bring that around, then I'll set the ladder up.
What do you want to do?
Let's go the ladder to opposite side.
Opposite side to the ladder.
Yeah. Tie off the hive. See if I remember how to do a clove hitch. Do that way. And through here, yeah? And then close enough, I guess. As long as I can get it off up there. Here, I'll do it, Stan.
I catch swarms in hive bodies that are just set with drawn comb in it.
Yeah.
They find it.
Yeah.
I've never put one up.
I'll go up. You guys go ahead and bring it up for me.
Anchor the bottom for you.
If you would, just make sure I don't fall out. Please, please, please. Nope, too big. Might be just a tad too big. Yeah. Let's see if I can find enough play here. Oh, I am so close. You see, I'm one length too short. Let me see the bottom. Nope, not big enough. Huh? No.
One in the back of my red pickup. Right there. How about the other one? Bungee cords in there too in the back. Open the tailgate.
You know what? It's all right. Let's bring it down. We've said what we were going to do. We'll come back later and fix it. I don't want to hold everybody up.
Bring it back down.
Yeah, go ahead and lower it.
1 second. 1 second.
Our chain is one link too short for that. So
You could use twine, yellow twine.
we could, but you know what? We'll do this later. I'd rather get to the bees. So come on in for a second. I'll tell you what the deal is with this. A couple things about the hive box itself. The chain that we're using to secure it to the tree doesn't reach all the way around the tree. We got to pick a skinnier tree down the row here. That's life. What we really wanted to tell you is the jib is the cool thing about this, right? Is I've seen people climb ladders trying to do this, and it's really not good. And if you want to see something comical, watch the videos of people trying to get down with one with bees in them. That box is the perfect size for capturing swarms. You actually should have put it up a couple weeks ago. In fact, most of us have put our swarm traps up. We saved this particular swarm trap to bring here to show at the meeting. It's the right size cavity according to Dr. Seeley, who does the discussions on this. He's a noted researcher. It's painted with eco wood. It doesn't have any paint smell to it. Sometimes when you build a new box and it has a paint smell, they won't find it palatable. So what will happen is we'll put that back up later. It faces the morning sun. The morning sun comes up over here. The bees will find it and they'll inspect it and they'll determine if that's a new place for a home. If we're going to have swarms, sometimes they just happen. Ideally, we want to capture our own. We're going to give them a place to go. If you look at swarm lure, they typically try and find a tree somewhere in the vicinity to stage. And if they could find something off, sometimes they'll literally move into the box next door, but most of the time they want to go away and discover it, and this is reasonable enough. If you had to pick a place in this world where you would put a swarm trap, where would you put it? Over there. That tree standing there by itself is probably the most likely thing that they'll attract to. However, this is a walking path and a horse path, and that tree is a focus for anybody that walks around in the park. And we thought it would look really goofy if we put our swarm trap in it, so we just picked the tree off into the back. People probably won't even notice it.
Kevin, did you scent it with anything?
Yeah, good question. That box we took propolis and we rubbed it all around the inside. It has 2 or 3 frames of old, this is what you do with your black comb, in there. And then it has a little lemongrass paste in it. Lemongrass is similar to like a queen pheromone. So yes, it does have something to attract the bees so that they could smell it. The other thing that I put in there is star anise, just a drop or 2. It won't last forever, but it'll last in the beginning. And star anise is one of the most attractant things that bees can find. When they do beelining in the summertime, in order to compete, they put star anise and the bees pick it up. So that's what's in there. Good question.
Is there any particular reason you put your swarm traps out early, even though swarming season is further down the road?
Bees do not wait to find a new place on the day they decide they're going to swarm. As soon as the weather breaks, if the population is going in mass to heading towards swarming, they will go out and start scouting. And so Seeley says, get your boxes up early as soon as the weather starts to break and they start to break the cluster, because some of the first things they do when they go out, some of them go look for a new home. Yeah, good question.
You're encouraging swarming in your own hive?
No, probably not. And by the way, you can't encourage swarming. Swarming is a natural reproductive process, so yeah.
Just as an FYI, we had a swarm yesterday.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, listen, public service announcement. The Northwest New Jersey Beekeepers Association maintains the New Jersey Swarm Report. And I posted a swarm, it wasn't yours, somebody sent me.
it just happened yesterday.
Yeah, somebody had one yesterday in Ewing, and there's been 3 so far. So please, if you see a swarm, let me give you the rules. You see a swarm going somewhere, come to our website, njswarm.com, and register it. You don't have to catch it, but you have to see it. If somebody told you about it, I don't want to know, because somebody else could have seen it. I want you literally to have eyes on it. And this year is going to be a banging year for swarms. Last year, not so much. This year is going to be amazing for swarms.
So Kevin, I'm sure you get to
Yeah.
this, but how do you discourage the swarms at this point, your existing hives?
Yeah, so this is a time of year where you should make sure you give your bees enough space. We'll talk about that. And then you should be doing splits or taking some sort of actions to dissuade them from it. We'll go into that a little bit if we talk about splits and when.
Kevin, the height of a swarm, you know, we see them low, we see them high.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best for a swarm trap?
So the question is, how high should you put your swarm trap? According to Seeley, you should have it 12 feet or higher. You want to get it up high in a tree. That's where they're going to look. Down low is not the place. That's why we brought a ladder and a jib. It would have been really easy to just attach it down at the base, but it's up high is where you want to be. Yeah, good question.
We have swarms going into our low equipment. A lot of the spare equipment where they find a little hole.
Yeah.
That's all low. So we've got 2 set right now. They're just hive bodies of a body that a hive that absconded last September, and we've got 2 of them set, and they're just set low. And we've been catching swarms that way.
Yeah, what Stan said is that you don't necessarily have to put swarm traps up. Sometimes they'll just move into opportunistic. You'll find them in your chimney, you'll find them in your mailbox. Ever since man has created cavities for them outside of trees, you'll find swarms. And if you don't have them up high, they got to go somewhere. They'll take whatever is available to them. Yeah.
If you put more than one swarm box up like around near your hives, is there a recommended spacing for the boxes, or it doesn't matter how close they are?
There was an article in Bee Culture answering that question. The question is, when you put your swarm traps up, how far apart should you set them? Seeley said 100 yards from your main apiary and then 100 yards apart, but you really only need a couple on a property. You'd be better off going over there and putting some, and over there and putting some up on the hill, not 10 on your property. They're not going to do it that way. He said just a couple here and there. Yeah. So swarm season in New Jersey, the data in the last couple years, we've been doing the swarm report for 3 years. Last week of April is when it starts, and it really starts in earnest in the first week in May. We're here now. So we'll give you some ideas of what you're doing. If you're a second-year beekeeper, you should be doing your manipulations even this weekend to open your hives up to make sure that they have room so the brood is not crowded, and they have room to take in the nectar when it's really on. Now the trees are not fully, you don't see leaves, and so we're not there yet, but the end of April for sure you should be making sure that you've made provisions to keep your hives from swarming. Okay? Yeah.
I caught a swarm yesterday, and I was just getting ready to split a hive. Is it all right to take the swarm and then a part of a hive that I split and mix them together so it'll be stronger?
He caught a swarm and he wants to mix it with another hive. You have 2 queens, so obviously you have to make one of them queenless. Or you could put them together and let them fight it out. The better queen hopefully will win. There's no reason why you can't combine those right now and, you know, put a piece of single sheet of newspaper between the 2 boxes and put a couple slits in them and let them discover each other. Your choice as to whether you want to bank the queen or not. It's not a bad idea. Don't want another hive, I guess. Have enough?
I'm not sure if I'm going to have to be strong enough with the swarm I got.
Yeah. Even if you know, there's times people are doing 2-frame queen cells, queen banks. So even if they're enough to do 2 and you feed them a little bit, you could probably get them to a nuke pretty quickly, especially since the nectar flow is coming. Pull one of us aside and we'll chat with you on your options. Okay, let's go and